turn now to the latest on President Trump saying that he will impose new tariffs on aluminum.
I don't believe it.
Can you guarantee American families won't pay more?
I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee.
Love him or hate him, Donald Trump knows how to make headlines. And this time, Donald Trump has dropped a bombshell on the car market that will shock you. In a move that no one saw coming, the former president just made an announcement that could send shockwaves through the car market, affecting prices, production, and even the future of your next vehicle purchase.
President Trump's proposed tariffs will impact the cost of many products, including...
Whether you're a car enthusiast, a dealer, or just someone looking to buy a new ride, this game-changing revelation is something you can't afford to ignore. Buckle up, because things are about to get very interesting.
How many of these cars are we going to see an increase on?
Well, you're going to see it on that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one.
Donald Trump's latest policy shifts, ranging from new tariff regulations to EV subsidies and manufacturing requirements, have set the stage for a seismic transformation, impacting major players like Tesla, Ford, General Motors, Toyota, and Volkswagen. With Trump's policies favoring domestic manufacturing and potentially altering the landscape of electric and gasoline-powered vehicles, industry giants such as Elon Musk's Tesla, Mary Barra's GM, and Jim Farley's Ford are bracing for impact. But what does this mean for international automakers? Could BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Honda, and Hyundai find themselves at a disadvantage? Or will these policies unlock unexpected opportunities for US-based manufacturers to reclaim market dominance?
Trump has talked about wanting to look out for the American auto industry, and instead what we've gotten is a lot of costs and a lot of worries about it.
As Trump lays out his vision, the long-standing debate between electric vehicles and internal combustion engines reignites, forcing automakers to rapidly reassess their strategies. Tesla, the undisputed leader in the EV sector, might face new hurdles if Trump's administration rolls back incentives for electric vehicles while shifting government support toward traditional automakers. On the other hand, legacy brands like Ford and GM may benefit from policies encouraging domestic production while discouraging reliance on imports from China's BYD, Europeans' Volkswagen Group, and Japan's Toyota. With the stakes higher than ever, the automotive industry is now at a crossroads, and every major player is strategizing its next move in response to this industry-shaking development.
Automakers are also sounding the alarm over the new tariffs on Canada and Mexico, saying they will disrupt the integrated supply chain across North America that has been in place for more than...
At the heart of this shakeup was a sweeping deregulation of emission standards, reversing years of environmental policies that had pushed manufacturers toward hybrid and electric vehicle production. For more than a decade, automakers had been racing to meet ambitious fuel efficiency and carbon reduction targets. That trajectory seemed inevitable, until now. With a single policy shift, the regulatory pressures shaping the industry's future were suddenly lifted, opening the door for manufacturers to pivot back to internal combustion engine or ICE vehicles.
Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other.
With Trump's policy overhaul reshaping the industry at every level, one thing is certain: the automotive landscape is no longer on a predictable path. As automakers, investors, and consumers scramble to adapt, the battle between electric and gasoline-powered vehicles is far from over. The question remains, who will emerge as the ultimate winner in this new era of the car market? The seismic shift in automotive policy has created a ripple effect across industries, raising pressing questions about the future of consumer demand, technological investment, environmental progress, and financial planning. Would consumers now return to traditional gasoline-powered models, or would the demand for electric vehicles persist despite the regulatory rollback?
President Trump said, hey, you have 30 days, let's work it out. And bingo, a couple days later, he wakes up and the rules.
Tech companies, deeply entwined with the auto industry, also faces uncertainty. Firms specializing in EV battery production, charging networks, and autonomous driving technology had been expanding aggressively, assuming an electric-dominant future.
You might want to accelerate plans to lease or purchase a vehicle to get ahead of Trump's 25% tariff on.
Now, they must decide whether to stay the course, diversify into hybrid or alternative fuel technologies, or seek new opportunities in markets where environmental regulations remain stringent. Automakers, too, may reassess their partnership with these firms.
Tariffs on Mexico and Canada will cause an increase as some of the biggest car brands, including Ford, GM, and Stellantis, have plants in these two neighboring countries.
However, some industry analysts argue that while deregulation provides an immediate shock, the long-term trajectory of the car market is unlikely to change overnight. Others see this moment as an opportunity for innovation. With fewer regulatory constraints, automakers could explore hybrid advancements, synthetic fuels, and alternative energy sources that had previously been overshadowed by the EV push. The lack of strict emission standards doesn't necessarily mean a return to outdated technologies. It simply means companies had more freedom to choose their paths.
A year. Do you believe Americans can afford higher prices because of tariffs?
They're not going to have higher prices. What's going to have and who's going to have higher prices is China and all of the countries that have been ripping.
One thing remains undeniable. The American car market has just undergone one of its most significant policy shifts in its history. Mining companies, battery suppliers, and even lithium-rich nations that had banked on explosive EV growth are forced to reassess whether their investments will pay off, or if they have overestimated the speed of the transition. Are you enjoying this content? Show us some appreciation by liking this video and subscribe to the channel for all updates. Now, let's dive back.
We'll also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby.
The same concerns extend to steel manufacturers, electronics producers, and tire companies. Hybrid and electric vehicles require lightweight materials and energy-efficient components, and manufacturers have been adjusting their production accordingly. With the potential for a renewed focus on traditional gasoline-powered vehicles, suppliers have to decide whether to continue catering to the still-growing EV market or shift back to materials better suited for conventional car production.
Impact the type of car people choose to drive. One of the orders will eliminate what Trump calls an electric vehicle mandate and could also end subsidies for.
Now, with the transition away from gasoline-powered cars slowing down, lenders have to reconsider their risk calculations. Ultimately, the deregulation of emission standards is more than just a policy change. It is a shockwave that disrupted the entire automotive ecosystem. While some see opportunity in this upheaval, others face immense risk. Automakers have to make hard choices, consumers have to rethink their purchases, and global industries have to brace for a future that is no longer as clear as it once seemed. What comes next remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the automotive world will never be the same. What do you think? Share below.